Every single night, at exactly 9:30 p.m., Daniel would sit on the edge of his bed in his small Cleveland apartment. He'd hold his phone like it was his last lifeline, waiting, but the screen always stayed dark. No calls, no messages, just a heavy silence that filled the room. Daniel was only 32, but life had already worn him down to the bone. He worked 2 jobs, one at a grocery store by day, the other cleaning offices by night. He wasn't lazy or careless. He was just tired, in a way that sleep could never fix. 10 years ago, Daniel was full of life, bursting with dreams. His mother, Laura, used to tell him, "No matter how hard life gets, promise me one thing. Don't stop believing in yourself." She was a nurse, a single mom, and the strongest person Daniel knew. Then, one cold winter night, everything changed. Laura was driving home after a double shift when a drunk driver ran a red light. She never made it home. Daniel was just 22 when he found himself standing in a sterile hospital hallway, staring at a door that would never open for him again. From that night on, Daniel stopped dreaming. College felt pointless. Friends slowly drifted away. He took any job he could get just to survive. Every dollar went to rent, bills, and food. There was simply no room left for hope. But he kept his mother's old phone. It was broken, the screen cracked, and the battery long dead. Still, every night at 9:30, he'd check his own phone, half expecting a message from a number that no longer existed. He knew it was foolish, but he just couldn't stop. One rainy evening, as he was leaving his night shift, Daniel saw an elderly woman struggling with her groceries. He was exhausted, his feet ached, but a small voice inside him whispered, "Help her." So he walked over. "Ma'am, let me get that for you," he said. She smiled, a warm, genuine smile. "Thank you, young man. Not many people stop anymore." Her name was Mrs. Evelyn Carter. She lived alone and had lost her own son in the military years before. That single act of kindness blossomed into a quiet friendship. They shared coffee, and Daniel found himself talking about his mother. Mrs. Carter listened, never rushing him, never trying to fix him. One evening, she said softly, "Your mother didn't raise you just to survive, Daniel. She raised you to live." Those words echoed in his mind. Months later, Daniel got a call from the hospital. Mrs. Carter had collapsed. By the time he got there, she was gone. The world felt cruel and empty all over again. At her memorial service, a lawyer handed Daniel a letter. It read, "Daniel, you reminded me of my son. Kind, tired, and still standing. I want you to have this." Inside the envelope was a key and a note. Mrs. Carter had left him her small house and a savings account. She called a second. Chance Daniel broke down. For the first time in a decade, he cried without holding anything back. That night at 9:30, he checked his phone out of habit, but this time, a notification popped up. It wasn't from his mother. It was a reminder he'd set years ago and forgotten. Live the life she believed you deserved. Tears streamed down his face as he stared at the screen. The next morning, Daniel quit his second job. He enrolled in community college to become a nurse, the same profession his mother had loved so much. It wasn't easy. He struggled and doubted himself, but he refused to give up. Years later, Daniel stood in a hospital hallway, wearing his own scrubs, holding the hand of a scared young patient. "You're going to be okay," he said gently, and in that moment, he felt it. His mother hadn't left him. She lived on in his kindness, his strength, and his choice to keep going. Sometimes the message you're waiting for doesn't come as a sound or a notification. Sometimes it comes as a quiet, painful, beautiful moment that pushes you back to life. If you're still checking your phone at night, still waiting, still hurting, this is your sign. Don't just survive, live. Thanks for watching.